Good afternoon. I'm calling this meeting to order. Welcome to the Sedro Woolley Rotary Club, the best Rotary Club in the universe. For our guest today, my name is Ruth Richardson. I'm the club president, and I'd like to thank you all for joining us. We'll start the meeting with an invocation. As we gather in the spirit of Rotary, let us remember how fortunate we are to serve our global community. Our prosperity enables us to give. Our freedom enables us to work together, and our dedication brings us together to achieve great things. Amen. Now, please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And then please join me in the four-way test. And yes, students, that includes you, so it's right over here. Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? And today's song is with the one, the only, the magnificent, and the festive
So
David
this is a
Burkett.
visual, because the song we're going to sing is related to the tie I'm wearing. So everyone see my tie? It's not Frosty the Snowman. There's all, who's this, Mike Janicki? Do you know who that is? Is that right? Who's that right there? It's Sam the Snowman. It's Sam from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. And there's Rudolph right there. So join me when you feel comfortable. You know Dasher and Dancer and Prancer and Vixen, Comet and Cupid and Donder and Blitzen. But do you recall the most famous reindeer of all? Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer had a very shiny nose, and if you ever saw it, you would even say it glows. All of the other reindeer used to laugh and call him names. They never let poor Rudolph join in any reindeer games. Then one foggy Christmas Eve, Santa came to say, Rudolph, with your nose so bright, won't you guide my sleigh tonight? Then how the reindeer loved him as they shouted out with glee, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, you'll go down in history. Well done, everyone.
All right, first question. Besides Joe Jones, do we have any visiting Rotarians?
I have Lynn Murphy here for the Skagit Morning Club, and she's here with her son, Rylan. Please welcome them, and then she has a quick announcement about their auction.
Our club typically meets in the morning, so I almost said good morning. And we also don't have a rousing morning song. Our song leader, Dale Reagan, has retired from singing our songs in the morning at our club, so I'm remiss to say that I miss our singing. We have our auction coming up on January 25th. We'd love to see our Rotary brethren. Please feel free to look at the SkagitRotaryAuction.com to look at tickets. We'd love to have you. I know Nick is going to join us, and so is Travis.
Thank you.
I have my brother Leonard from the Rotary Club of Oak Ridge, Tennessee, and Debbie here visiting.
All right, and then besides our students who are here with the music program today, and besides our folks here with our Wollington swim team, do we have any guests? And besides our anniversaries? I do have a guest, but I'll let Chuck go first.
Well, I used to have an anniversary. We still have one of those, but I brought my guest, my wife, Hank.
Hi, Hank.
I have my good buddy Brian Ammons here.
And then I have a guest today at the front table, if you'd like to stand, because we like to embarrass guests. This is Aaliyah Rossi, and she's the new general manager of the Kulshan Hotel, which is the hotel with the amazing view of the district office on Trail Road. And they are looking at opening probably in February. And she's a current Seroptimist over in Oak Harbor, but I'm trying to talk her into perhaps, joining us here because she's treasurer, and I kind of figure if she's a doer, we want her. And so help me welcome Aaliyah. All right, are there any other guests today? All right, then let's move on to club business. I would really like to entertain a motion from the floor to approve the following officer slate. President Lynn Tucker, President-elect Travis Heisman, past President Ruth Richardson, Secretary Ellen Schweigert, Treasurer Steve Huggins, Foundation Directors Teak Martin and Mike Schweigert, Club Directors Maggie Janicki, Rebecca Srindy, Frank Wagner, and Todd Wright. Okay, so I better take notes. So Eric Sr. and seconded by David. Okay, all of those in favor of next year's officer slate, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right, it has been moved and approved. So William, congratulations. Okay, some great news from the Christmas party. We were able to raise $2,640 in donations to go to Helping Hands Food Bank. So we appreciate that. And Rebecca said that was able to provide about 500 meals. So she really appreciates that. And then one last reminder, Sheena's not here. Steve might know. We still had a couple of slackers who hadn't paid their dues yet for the year. So if you haven't, and you're one of those two people and you feel guilty, you should, because you've had lots of reminders. So pay it. We take Venmo, checks, cash, bribery to Steve might work. He's got some yard work I'm sure he would love to pay you for. All right. Are there any other announcements from the floor? All right, just a reminder as well, this is our last meeting until January 9th. And so for those of you who are going out of town, please be safe and enjoy your time with your loved one. Let's move on to November and December anniversaries. And today is with Becky Eldey.
Mike, I'm going to start with you. You have an anniversary this month, right?
I do have an anniversary. Oh my God. I think we figured it out. It's 43 years, I'm pretty sure. And when I wouldn't know. And Lisa can't be here because she's at a county Christmas party or whatever they call it over there, when it's probably, anyhow. When she ran for office, they asked her if she had any skeletons in the closet, and she said, yeah, just my husband. And so we have a great relationship, I guess, because we're still married. We have 5 kids, and I'm trying to figure out, I got 10 grandkids. And I mean, it's great because I'm still in Sedro Woolley, and so that's what makes it fun. So anyhow, I'm going to pay some money because she's not here, but that's as good as I got.
Thank you, Mike. Chuck, why don't you tell us about your Sparkin' days?
Yeah. Anyway, this all started with a blind date to Seattle touring the underground tours, and then dinner at the Windjammer. And 57 years later, we're here at Rotary, having the best time of our life. And Tony, what? I was. See? That's why I'm still married. She's telling me what to do every minute. Anyway, we have one daughter who is in Shelton, and we have 5 grandchildren and 5 great-grandchildren, and another one on the way.
That's awesome. And Steve, what about you and Jan?
Well, it's been 52 wonderful years, and happily we'll keep on going. We went clam digging, night digs, and she wasn't liking that much over the weekend.
Don't blame her.
But she's still with me. And we have 2 great kids, Sean and Tiffany, and 4 grandkids.
Happy anniversary. We have one more special anniversary. Sandra and Charlie have been married for how long?
7 years.
You want to tell us about your sparking days?
I do. I told Becky I wasn't going to be here. That's why she doesn't have a flower for me. Charlie and I met kind of on a blind date, and he fell in love immediately. We were married within 3 months. And David was my wedding coordinator. I told him about 2 weeks before we were going to get married, I said, I realize the middle of December is difficult because you have 2 birthdays and all the Christmas stuff at work, but we're thinking maybe the 15th. What do you think? Can you pull that off? And he did. We had a steakhouse wedding because we had both been married in a church and both in a courthouse. Sorry, kids. It was our 3rd wedding each, and so we decided to do it at a steakhouse. Both being vegetarian, it was very interesting. But the best decision ever. And we have 6 kids together, and we have 0 grandkids, which we're not really happy about.
Thank you, Sandra. You tell Charlie happy anniversary.
Okay, did we miss anyone?
No, and next we have a special presentation. I'd like to invite the representatives for the Wollington Swim Boosters up to the front, along with any of the record holders that happen to be here. Probably not. So today, I'd like to present $3,000 to the Wollington swim team. And in case you're wondering what the Wollington swim team is, and here, let's let the kids hold this. They're a lot cuter than me. So the Wollington swim team, that is a combination of the Burlington and Sedro Woolley teams. They practice together. The only thing they do separately is the swim meets. So if you've ever had the pleasure of going to one of our swim meets here locally, it's really, really cool because they cheer on each other and they are so supportive. I think the only other most supportive sport would be cross country. Like, they are so amazing with each other, swimmers are. And it's always great to see. Well, they were the only team at both schools that didn't have a records board. And so Adrian approached us as a project, and Pamela, to have a new records board installed at each of the high schools. And we have 3 record holders here with us today, and Pamela Santangelo with the Booster Club. And I'm gonna let them talk about what this means to them.
Well, first off, I just want to thank the Rotary Club so much for this donation. It wouldn't be possible without it. We've been fundraising now for the better part of 2 years. And one of the things that we came across is the Burlington Edison School District doesn't have a budget for uniforms. And though we raised the money for this last year, we ended up having to spend the money for warm-up jackets for Burlington. So again, just really greatly appreciate this donation. You know, it's one of those things that swim is often an underappreciated sport. They work so incredibly hard. They train incredibly hard. We have some other parents I recognize in the room who also have swimmers. They can speak to that as well. And because it's an unappreciated sport, they don't often get the recognition they deserve. There's been swimmers from our school district that have gone on to compete at a very high level in college sports. And so it's one of those things that's a real pleasure to be able to give the kids who have worked that hard an opportunity to be acknowledged and remembered. So we have 3 current record holders today. Sue Hani from Burlington Edison, who's the 500 free record holder for Burlington. Heather San Angelo, who is the 100 breaststroke, 100 breaststroke record holder for Sedro Woolley. And this young man, which I believe he's got a couple records. So why don't I start with passing on the mic? They can introduce themselves and they can say a brief thing.
Thank you. I'm Rylan. I have the record for the 500 and the 2IM. And swim. I've been doing club swim for a few years before high school, but when I got to high school, it was so much fun just being with the actual high school team and connecting with my classmates. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Heather San Angelo. I have the record for the 100 breaststroke. It was really fun being captain last year, and I have been swimming for quite a while, but high school swim is a very different community, so it was a lot of fun to be able to connect with everyone.
My name is Suhani, and we've both been swimming club since we were like 7 years old, so it's been a huge part of our lives. We actually did graduate high school last year, so we're at UW now, freshmen there. So it's been a super fun experience, and swim's just been a huge part of our lives, and we're so grateful to all of you guys. Thank you.
And now we have a raffle.
No.
Number 75. Woohoo! You can either spin the wheel here, or you can take your choice of one of these fabulous beverages. I'll spin the wheel. All right. You get beer. Number 18. Daryl.
What is that?
$25 cash. All right, Daryl's going to donate that back. Thank you, Daryl. Last number is 4. Lucky 4. Carl, come on down. Winner's table pays $2 each. You're welcome. And that's it for the raffle.
Thank you. And thank you very much to Josh Allen, who's one of our newest members, for jumping in as a substitute today to help with the raffle. And thanks very much to Danny for hopping in and helping him. It's really hard to do the raffle with just one person, so much appreciated. Now, Sergeant Arms.
Okay, so, you know, this is going to be, I'm giving you guys some trivia about my family, okay? And so, and it's just appropriate that we had swimmers here because I had a son, Adam, who I think he swam 3 years. He was the captain a couple years. But at that time, they had 3 teams. It was Mount Vernon, Sedro Woolley, and Burlington swam all together. So being the nice Rotarians that we are, this week, we don't have a meeting for 2 more weeks, and so it's a joyful pain that people are going to feel today about pain, all right? And we have to replace the, God dang it, I know it's, no, yeah, the speaker, but I can't say whiskey, okay? I can't say whiskey. It's adult beverages, okay?
There's children present.
Yes, so we have to replace adult beverages. So if you didn't have someone on the swim team, that'll be $1, okay? And then we're going to go around the tables. Okay, John's going to pick up the quantities. Okay, we're going to use this table right here because this is a lot of really smart people. And the chances of getting this right, it's going to be, no. Okay, how many, including me, Janicki relatives have been members of this club? Is that your final answer? It's not. Yes, by marriage, and you're forgetting another one, Pola. I know that she's a Janicki, so anyhow, it's 8. I looked it up. I was surprised. I thought it was 7, but it was 8. All right? It's $2 to miss. Yeah, so because we really, and if you want to give more, Chuck, just, yeah, because Chuck, the thing about people like Chuck is that they actually changed the rules in the Rotary. And so the adult beverages are really part of Chuck's, heritage. Okay, this group here.
Chuck's Corner Bar is open.
Okay, how many of my relatives have gotten a Paul Harris Award? You got it? Final answer? Well, it could be, but I think there's only 4. So that's $2. John, me, Lisa, and Annie. So I think those are all of them. All right, this group. This one's going to be really simple, okay? How many of us were presidents? That could be, but I couldn't find my dad, so it's no, it's $2. It doesn't matter. You were going to pay $2 anyhow. All right. Okay, this group, since this is another one of those really smart groups. In Sedro Woolley, okay, there's a lot of different companies and stuff. What was the year of the first Janicki company incorporated in Sedro Woolley? Yeah, incorporated in Sedro Woolley. No. Janicki. Okay, you guys, you're not. Okay, sometime in the 40s, you got the wrong company because my grandfather incorporated Cedar Crest Shake Mill in 1932. Okay? That's all right. Okay, wait, okay, you hear this? Teek's a smart group here. All right? So this is a simple one. My grandfather came here. What company did he work for when he came here? Skagit, is that going to be your final answer? English Timber Company. In Cedar, well, he lived in Clear Lake, so it makes sense. Okay, David's group over here. Have you guys got enough money here? It's $2. All right, David, David's known me since I was 4 years old. All right, so he should get this question. Okay, David?
No pressure.
No. Well, you can pay $2 for that. But what year did my Uncle Walt join Janeke Logging? Close. So Janeke Logging was incorporated in 1957. Walt came, he was working for Morrison Knudsen in Libya, and it was too hot for Marion there, so she decided to come back to Sedro Woolley in 1961. So there you go. So, all right, now, did I get everyone, John? Did I get you guys over there?
We were the only non-smart table.
Oh, okay. Sorry, John. Joe. Okay, John. This is for all the marbles. Did I get you in this one? Okay, we're going to put these two together. All right. Here we go. You should know this one. What year did Andy Cromarty build my dad's house on Garden of Eden Road?
1963.
No, he's not right. I told you that we incorporated Janeke Logging in 1957. That was the clue. So 1957 was the year they built the house. So there you go. It's about 60 something, 65. All right, happy bucks. Did I get enough money there, John?
I think we did good.
Okay.
We did good.
All right, any happy bucks? John, you should have a happy buck. You were somewhere last night.
Well, I was last night. I tell you what, if anybody in here, how many people went to the high school to watch the orchestra play? Yeah, wasn't that wonderful? And I'll give a happy 5 for that.
Okay, happy 5. David, you're always happy. Anyone that could wear that tie. Yeah.
It's a great tie. I didn't know it was Sam Snowman. So I've got a happy $100 bill or $100. 100. So I'm happy that my sister's water broke 2 days before Christmas 30 years ago. She was a month early, and my beloved nephew Brian Gurney was born on Christmas Eve 30 years ago this year, next week. So I'm really happy about that. We're going to celebrate having tacos, and Brian's future sister-in-law is going to be, sister-in-law is going to be at the celebration. Victoria's coming up. We're really, really excited about that. And I'm really, really excited that we've honored Brian's memory and legacy through scholarship and education. And one of those people is here, Sohani, is a recipient of the Brian Gurney Memorial Scholarship this past year. So congratulations. It's so great to see you here. And you're the 8th year that we've given awards. And our Gurney Tourney 2.0, we are close to having the scholarship fund endowed. And next year, if things trend the way they are, we'll have it endowed through the Burlington Edison Alumni Foundation. And that makes me really, really happy. So like his grandpa, Brian will be remembered through scholarship and education. What really throws this week off is Brian, he was born early. So he decided, hey, I'm going to die Christmas week too. So Brian died on the winter solstice, December 21st, 8 years ago. And it was a special time. I was there with him. So he was 21 when he died, 3 days before his 22nd birthday. So we're so happy that he left a great legacy, not only here, but in Pullman. We had such a great time down in San Diego at one of his fraternity brothers' wedding. It was a joyous, happy celebration, and we laughed and we cried and we did all those things. So if you knew Brian Gurney, you're better because of it. And if your education is being enhanced, you'll always remember Brian Gurney, even though you never met him. So Brian Gurney's memory is a blessing, and I love him so much.
Thank you, David. All right. Wait, we got, here's one right here, and then we're going to have Bill McCann.
I got a happy five. You gave a happy five for the orchestra. I'm going to give a happy five for the choir concert the other night. I've never been to the high school. I've never seen the choir perform. And it was my kid's first year. I'm not going to embarrass her. But her very first year ever doing choir, and the joy. I've never seen her perform anything sports, music, nothing. So it was a big first. And I could just see the music spark in her, and I look forward to future. So thank you guys. Thank you, the choir.
Yeah, Dave was in the choir. They let me open and close the curtain. That was my job.
I don't know if I have anything to do with this, but the swim team brings back a memory. Carol and I had attended a school board meeting one year. I believe she was probably receiving an award. There was no other reason for me to be there. Anyway, they were debating whether to have a swim team, and part of the debate was, well, can the team be competitive and can they win? And I stood up and said it's not about being competitive, it's about giving kids an opportunity. And the school board voted in favor of having a swim team. So I don't know if I had anything to do with it, but I love that.
Since we're celebrating the Janicki Bunch today, I had the privilege of being in Rotary with both Stan and Walt, wonderful people. And Stan was the one who presented me my Paul Harris. So I appreciate that.
Okay, you guys, it was 9 then, because I forgot about Walt. So I guess I got to pay too. Anyhow, I think that's enough.
I think Carrie has one more, and then we'll move on because we're running behind. So talk fast, Carrie. Okay. And then choir kids, if you want to make your way up while Carrie's giving her happy bucks.
Just a happy 20 for our choir students. They've been working so hard this season, traveling to elementaries to perform, and we'll get to see you just now. But also, we have another person, son of Joe. Where did Joe go? Joe. You cannot leave before the concert because his son is also performing. So this is pretty special. All right, thank you.
All right, at this time, I'd like to invite any early leavers to go ahead and make your exit now. But I'd like to introduce the amazing Olivia Lanoux, along with her even more amazing choir students who are going to be performing for us today. And if you'd like to come up to the front here.
Hello. Thank you so much for the lovely lunch and for having us as guests today. We are kind of celebrating because this is our last performance of the week, and then we get to celebrate tomorrow and have our little choir party before winter break. So we've been performing in a flurry, and it's just been a really wonderful time visiting Lyman Elementary, and yesterday was Mary Purcell. We went to Mary Purcell, and at both places, I just have to brag a little bit because the kids were so receptive and they were just so delighted to have us there. And I think it's the first time that we have done any recruitment since before COVID. and the pandemic. And so it was really, really meaningful to be able to go there. And I thank Carrie for her support to be able to do that this year. And I think it's going to have some lasting impacts on our choir program down the road. We had kids come up to us afterwards and email me too and say, I'm excited, I want to try. So we are performing just 4 songs for you today. The first one is, it was done as a processional at our concert with candles, battery-operated candles. And it's about how the light from a candle can brighten up the darkness and bring happiness and be transformative. And then the second piece is a really cool arrangement of, excuse me, O Come Emmanuel, and it goes back to, I think it's 9th century or something like that. It's an ancient chant, and it is a very cool arrangement by Michael Trotta, I believe. And then the third one is White Winter Hymnal, and it's if anyone has heard of pentatonics, it's a song that we learned from them. And then the fourth one is one that we would love to have you sing along with us on, and it's an interesting arrangement of dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh. So when you hear that part, can you sing along with us? We would love it. Okay, I hope you enjoy. Oh, I should also introduce them. This is the chamber choir, and they are the audition group and the top choir in the choir program in Sedro Woolley. Okay, I just thought it might be fun to show you. So, freshmen, raise your hand. Okay, we have two. One's not here today. And then sophomores, juniors, and seniors. So we're gonna have a lot of tears at the end of the school year saying goodbye to some of our kids who, raise your hand if you started with me in 6th grade. Yay, that's awesome. Okay, cool. So this is my 2nd year teaching at the high school choir. I took over last year, but I still work at the middle school in the mornings, and then I go to the high school in the afternoons, so now I'm doing both programs, and it's been a real joy to work with the high school and do a higher level of music, more challenging music with more higher skill level as well. So please enjoy our last piece, and thanks again for having us.
Snowflakes falling all over town, slipping, sighing, everybody rushing around. There's an icy chill in the air, telling us that winter's really here. Oh, I'm so glad that winter is here. Grab your sled and let out happy cheer, because it's snowing, blowing all through the day. Winter, surely bears away, dashing through the snow in one horse open sleigh. O'er the fields we go, laughing all the way. Bells on mountains ring, making spirits bright. What fun it is to laugh and sing a sleigh song tonight. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in one horse open sleigh. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in one horse open sleigh. Dashing through the falling on those open sleigh. Sleigh of breezes blowing, laughing all the way. Bells on mountains ringing, making spirits bright. What fun it is to laugh and sing a sleigh song tonight. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in one horse open sleigh. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in one horse open
Thank you very much for attending today. And, we just recently started a new tradition here, and I'm really excited about it. The four-way test that we gave, or we said, some of you might have already received these if you were here last week, but it has we call this a challenge coin, and we want each of you to really look at the four-way test and live it. A lot of companies like Walgreens, they go by the four-way test as kind of their ethical code of, and it's really a simple thing to remember, but it's great. So we wanted you guys to each have one of these to take back with you in appreciation. All right, and then for our members, while they're doing that, remember the next 2 weeks are canceled, so you can spend time with your loved ones, and we'll be back here on January 9th. One last announcement is we can leave the tables and chairs out this week because the city's having their party here tomorrow. So happy holidays, and thanks for coming.